Fire in the hole! Let's cook some beans! Stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my barbecue pit. Today we're going to cook up some beans. I've got my cast iron pot on the fire, just starting to get hot. And in the pot I have a ½ pound of American pork belly bacon. Look at that. It's just starting to sizzle now. Starting to get hot. What we need to do is render down all that pork fat so I'll have something to cook in. As soon as that pork fat starts to render out and the bacon gets cooked, I'll fish that out of there and we'll start putting all the ingredients in the pot. And I will have a list of the ingredients in the description of the video for you if you need that. Or you can just follow along with my video and just watch it, you know, as I do it. But we're getting some bacon fat rendered down, about a ½ pound of bacon in there, which we're going to add back to the recipe. Don't you worry about that, it's just now starting to sizzle. So let me get that bacon cooked up and get that bacon fat rendered out, and I'll bring you back for the next step. Stay tuned. Okay, it's been a few minutes and our bacon is cooked up nice and crispy. We're going to get that out of there. We got a good amount of bacon fat left in the pot that we can cook with. So we'll get the bacon out, we'll add that back later. Get a nice slotted spoon here so you don't lose any of that bacon fat. Get the bacon out. Make sure I got it all. There's one piece of straggler right there. Okay, now, going in the pot with one whole onion into that hot fat, hot pork fat. And we have some celery, about a cup of celery, maybe a ½ cup of celery, cup of onion, ½ cup of celery. That's the veggie portion of this. Beans, get those cooked down a little bit. And then we have a red bell pepper and some jalapeno pepper. Get that in there. Now you might recognize that as the Cajun Holy Trinity plus jalapeno. And you'd be correct. That is the Cajun Holy Trinity. This is not a Cajun dish, although we're going to have elements of Cajun cooking in it. Not a Cajun dish. What this is if you go to any barbecue restaurant in America, they're going to have beans on the menu, because what they do is the pitmaster will not throw anything away. He's going to save all the meat, leftover meat, and he's going to put it in a cauldron along with some veggies and some other stuff, and he's going to make barbecue pit beans. Let me back out of that a little bit so you can see what we're dealing with. Yeah, we're sweating our veggies down in bacon fat. Don't that look good? Okay, we're going to need some garlic in there too, of course. We've got about 4 cloves of chopped garlic. Boy, that fire's hot. Get that garlic in there. Wherever there's onions, you know there's garlic. That's what Bobby Flay says. So we've got onions, garlic, red bell pepper, celery, and yeah, that's it. Onions, pepper, celery, garlic. Okay, so in our pot there, going on. Now we're going to season that a little bit. I've got some of this Heath Riles Competition BBQ Rub. I'm going to put some of that on there. Let me get this thing open. Season that up with some of this. This has got everything in it you could possibly want in a barbecue. Barbecue stuff. Barbecue Competition BBQ Rub, Heath Riles. Good stuff. Haven't ever used it before, but I like it. I'm going to give it a shot. Then we got some of Grandma's Molasses. Grandma's Molasses. I'm going to dump in there about a cup of Grandma's Molasses. That's good stuff. Also, got some Lee and Perron's Worcestershire Sauce. Going to put in there. Getting our veggies seasoned up with some Lee and Perron. Grandma's Molasses, Lee and Perron, Worcestershire Sauce. Get our veggies cooked up in that, and the molasses and Worcestershire sauce. This is going to be a sweet, sweet recipe. Okay, let's get those veggies cooked down a little bit and I'll come back with the next ingredient. Stay tuned. Well, the veggies have been cooking down a while. Now what I've got here is some andouille sausage that I cut into little chunks. I told you this was going to have some Cajun elements in it. The andouille sausage is an element of Cajun food. But what I'm doing is I'm simulating leftover pork. So a real pit barbecue would have leftover pork. So for that I'm using the andouille sausage as the leftover pork. I also have some leftover beef from last week, those steaks that I made, but they're already cooked, so I'm not going to add that till later. The next thing we need is some bourbon. I've got some Maker's Mark whiskey, bourbon whiskey. I'm going to put about a cup of that in there. Cook off the alcohol. Cup of bourbon. Bourbon, and what else? Brown sugar. Where's my spoon? Here it is. Need a big spoonful of brown sugar in there. Maybe another spoonful of that. 2 heaping teaspoons of brown sugar. This is a sweet dish with all that molasses. Oh man, you should smell that. If you could smell that, it smells amazing with all that bourbon and brown sugar in there. And that andouille sausage is cooking up beautifully. Okay, so what's left? Well, we got the beans. Let's let that cook down a little bit and I'll throw the beans in. Stay tuned. Okay, it's been simmering a while. We're going to add the beans. These are Bush's grilling beans, bourbon and brown sugar beans. We've already put bourbon and brown sugar in our mix. I've got 3 cans of these to go in there. Oh boy, that's some good fiber right there, boy. This is going to be so good. Yeah, I'm going to put 3, what are these? These are 22-ounce cans of Bush's grilling beans. Grilling beans. Oh boy. And am I making a lot of this? Yes, I am, but I like it. I like it. That's 2 cans right there. I don't know if I need the 3rd can, but I've already opened it, so I'm going to have to put it in. I'm not going to throw it away. Oh man, look at those beans. Oh baby. Yeah, let's throw in that last can. Last can of beans going in. Bush's grilling beans. In my opinion, these are the best beans you can get. Let's put the bacon back. Put back the bacon. Get that stirred in. We've got andouille sausage and bacon, the beans in the cauldron, in a steaming heap of burning funk. Right there, boy. Let me tell you what. Then I have some, I have the leftover beef from last week. The Teres major steaks that I made. I've cut them up into little pieces, little chunks of beef, rare beef. That's going to cook a long time in there. So I'm not too worried about it. In the beans, we go with the beef, beans, pork. Look at that. Oh man, it looks good enough to eat already. It's nowhere near done. Nowhere near it. Let's get that stirred up, get that meat stirred in there. We're going to cook this for about an hour. But we're not done. We got more stuff put in it. Look at that. Oh my. Does that look good or what? Oh man, that's coming together the way I wanted it to. Okay, so now we got to put some barbecue sauce in there. And what I have is, I have some leftover Memphis-style BBQ sauce. I'm going to put the whatever leftover barbecue sauce I have in there, because this is barbecue pit beans. And you want some barbecue sauce in there. That's not all. Put the rest of that jar in there. That's only about a half a jar of barbecue sauce. Get it in there. That's just what was left over in a jar that I used in another cook. Get rid of that. Then I've got some of my favorite Blues Hog Raspberry Chipotle. We're going to put some of that in there. Some of that Raspberry Chipotle barbecue sauce. About an equal amount to the Memphis barbecue sauce I just had in there. This is a little recalcitrant to come out of the bottle, but this is the best barbecue sauce. It's so sweet and delicious. Let me get that all mixed in there. Oh boy. This is going to be some good eats right here. Let me tell you what. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me get this stirred in. Some more of that Raspberry Chipotle barbecue sauce. Pardon me. Squeeze that in there. Raspberry Chipotle and the Memphis sweet barbecue sauce. That's a lot of sauce, I know. That's okay, that's the end of that bottle. So use that up. This is kind of like empty out your refrigerator day. So we've got our cauldron of beans on the fire. We've got that andouille sausage, the teres major steaks that I made last week. Got them cut up in there. The beans, the veggies. We're just gonna let the bacon. Oh man. Just gonna let that cook. Let that bubble on the pit and let it cook. Probably take about an hour to get that cooked up the way I want it. And then it'll be time to take a taste, and I think while it's cooking, we can have a beer, so stay tuned. The beans are done. There's the Frosty Root Boy mug. I just had my opener here. What'd I do with it? I'm a son of a gun. I had my bottle opener sitting right here, and I misplaced it somehow. Well, I guess I can open it with this thing. I really want to, but here's today's beer. Modelo. Modelo Especial. I'm wearing a Modelo shirt today in honor of this. This isn't really a Mexican recipe, but got it open. Got it open with a can opener. Let's pour it out. I know how good this is. I've had it before. Modelo Especial. I used to call it Modeo, but I recently learned it is pronounced Modelo. Modelo Mexican Cerveza. Going down. Let's quaff the froth off of it. Stay tuned. Oh, that's delicious. Nothing better on a hot day than some Mexican beer. And look at my beans. How do they look? Not too shabby. Let me turn the camera around. Get some of these in my mouth. Stay tuned. So like I said, I got my Modelo shirt on. Now I want to get some of these beans in my mouth. Check these out. How they look. Not too shabby. I'm going to have to retake the thumbnail because I forgot to turn the light on. Anyway, I can't wait to get some of these in my mouth. You talk about meaty. Look at that piece of meat right there. Meaty, beady, big and bouncy. Let's get a taste of this. Mmm. Oh man. Oh, this is heaven on earth. Got away from me. Oh baby. That's so delicious. I can't tell you. Let me get a swig of beer. Yeah, we got some thunderstorms coming in, but I ain't worried about it. I'm gonna go in the house, eat my beans. Hey, you know what I always say, babies? What do I always say? I always say, if you like this crap, please subscribe. If you don't, go on the iCard. That little thing that says, look here, that's the iCard. Check out my buddy Rob, poor guy. You'll like what he's doing. He's cooking all kinds of cool stuff. And you know what I always say? Those beans are amazing. Try this recipe. Anyway, come back next week. We may not cook anything. Excuse me. I need some beer. Modelo. Good beer. Anyway, come back next week. We may not cook anything good, but we will drink a beer. It may not be a Modelo, but it'll be a good beer. Anyway, babies, we'll see you next week. Bye!